Did you ever wonder why the Scandinavian flags are so similar? You'll find the answer to this and more just in a bit. This video is made in collaboration with the Stickman Animations. More about him later. Hey Slavic Vikings, and welcome to another video on flags. The last video on flags I made was on the Polish flag and why it is so similar to other flags all around the world. Make sure to watch it after this video. In this video I'll be looking more broadly at all Scandinavian flags while still analyzing them individually by looking at their history and vexillology. Starting with the uneven cross. The iconic cross in the middle of every Nordic flag is traditionally supposed to represent solidarity with Christianity. So that's simple enough, but it doesn't explain why the Nordics in specific would include such a variant, since many European countries are Christian. I will explain why this phenomenon exists later in the video. All the modern Scandinavian countries were once united under the Kalmar Union during the period of 1397 to 1523. The only reason we know what this flag looked like is because of its description by Eric of Pomerania, the first king of the Kalmar Union. There aren't many sources on this flag, and there is no pictorial evidence of it being used in practice. In the first half of the 16th century, Sweden broke off, destroying the Kalmar Union and leaving the state of Denmark-Norway once again alone. So let's have a look at the Swedish flag. As every Swedish invention, the flag was inspired by the Danish flag, and the modern version wasn't fully adopted till 1906. The designer of the flag is unknown, but the colors of blue and gold have been in their coats of arms at least since 1275. The most common interpretation of the vexillology of this iconic flag is that the blue color represents perseverance, vigilance, truth, loyalty, and justice. On the other hand, the gold and yellow colors of the flag represent the generosity of the people. By the generosity of the people, I hope they mean their willingness to give 42% of their earnings to the government. Still not as bad as Danish taxes though. As a Dane, I love the Danish flag. And since I was little, I was told the story of how it came to be. During a crucial defensive battle, in the midst of the fighting, a white cross on a red background randomly fell from the sky on a piece of cloth. This story somehow sounded way cooler in my head, but I digress. The Danish flag is actually the oldest in the world, with its confirmed origin in the year 1219, in the aforementioned previously described Battle of Lindanise. Of course, the red in the flag represents the bloody red throats of the Danes from all their awful mispronunciation, and the white represents the surrender of the Danish government to the Nazis after 2 hours of fighting. All jokes aside, I love Denmark and its flag, to such an extent that the latter is in my room right now. The actual meaning behind the colors is that white stands for honesty and peace, and red is symbolic for bravery, hardiness, valor, and strength. The last Scandinavian country on our list, that's right, Finland is not part of Scandinavia, is the only other country with higher taxes than Denmark, and the only Scandinavian language that doesn't sound either like an elf singing or a gnome choking. Yes, you guessed it, Norway. The Norwegians are so lucky and perfect that they declared their independence only a couple of years before discovering the vast amounts of oil that resides on their coastline. When Norway got its freedom, its populace were primarily fishermen. I don't think that the Swedes would be so keen on letting go of Norway if they knew of the riches of oil. Like all great things, the Norwegian flag was also designed based on the Danish flag, while the added blue cross symbolizes its past relationship with Sweden, much like a tattoo of your ex's name on your body after she or he left you. Coming back to the cross, there doesn't seem to be a very ideological reason for its regularity among these neighboring countries, so I believe it's safe to assume that they just like the aesthetic of showing their Scandinavian and Nordic unity. That's it for these 3 countries. But what about the rest of the suspiciously similar flags of the Nordics? There is a fantastic video made by a friend of mine, the Stickman Animations, on the previously mentioned Nordic flags. If you enjoyed this video, you will certainly appreciate the video made by him. If you have some interesting insight or fun facts on this topic, make sure to leave a comment below. Subscribing only takes 1 click for you and means a lot for me, so please consider subscribing. Remember, you can always unsubscribe. And as always, farvel, żegnam, and goodbye.